Madden NFL 182.
Oh, we're talking about like your name, so we can what we can call you by.
My name is Brock. My name's Brock Johnson. I clearly just said it, but yes.
Well, what's your YouTube?
Madden NFL 182.
That's a gay name. Okay, so let's sit down this interview as was planned. So all right, what do you guys say, Minty?
All right, so
have any backstory on Brock Johnson here?
Yes, the story and interview that you're about to hear is very, very upsetting. I was there to live it.
It's
lived the event.
Graphic if you're there.
And he
wait. Before we talk about the story,
buddy of mine.
15 plus content wise. If you're not class 15, get out of here. You're not allowed. Bye.
Wait, no. It's.
I gotta give the warning, Minty. All right, take it away.
Brock's only 13. He was 12 at the time.
Oh Jesus Christ, no. No. All right, well I guess. All right, so take it away, Minty, about Brock Johnson's backstory.
Right, so Brock Johnson is a good friend of mine, and we thought this would be a good idea because we didn't have any content at the time. We were just coming up with it.
All right.
By the way, check in like a week or two for our Family Guy bit.
Ah, yes, that's in the works.
We're planning that out, but with all that said, let's just get into them.
All right, so I'll take away the first question for you, Minty. So Brock, how's your what went on when you were 12? What PTSD did you have to endure when you were 12 that I'm hearing so much about?
Can we go into another question?
No, you're gonna answer this question, or you're a gay fad.
He can't. He can't. Listen, X. He can't without explaining everything. Not my.
Yeah,
all right. So let's talk about
24 hours worth.
Let's talk about your love life, if you have one. So what do you gotta say about that? Yeah, let's talk about your most notable past ex.
You're all been thoughts.
All right, let's talk about the most notable thought of them all. Who, in your opinion, who was that?
Easily Sydney.
It'd be who?
You haven't heard about her.
I haven't heard about who?
Sydney.
Oh no! We gotta go to curling iron.
Curling iron who?
Yeah, that one too.
What makes her the most notable thought of them all, and why is she called Curling Iron Girl? First of all, that should be the first problem.
Oh god.
That should be the first question.
Alright.
Let's hop right into it, boys.
This is where it gets 14 molded.
Okay, so that's the content warning here. Let's go into it. Let's let Brock Johnson here, Mr. Brock Johnson, take it away. Because after all, it's his story.
Okay, it's a casual night. So
a casual night.
In a shed.
Oh, that's not good. Sounds like a gangbang right there.
Man knows where I'm going with this. Man knows exactly where I'm going with this.
Oh wait, are we starting this off square one?
After a football game, I was watching some football. I was talking. Well, let's go to the night, because I'm getting interested in talking about this.
No, it's okay, whatever.
Was this the night where he was hanging in the chair?
No. So here's what happened. So we're all in the shed, about to watch a movie. Well, see, their I guess you could say it's their uncle. Decided it would be a good idea.
Hold up a minute.
To into library books into a freaking barrel of fire, burning all his books. Okay.
I'm still paying for those. I'm still paying for them.
Yeah, I know. So continue the story. So they wanted to call. Well, apparently she somehow got Jake's snap.
Someone joined the stream.
And they started talking.
Oh, they left right after. They left right after. Find our content interesting? Well, that's your opinion, and I respect your opinion. Alright, Brock Johnson, let's take it away again. Sorry that I interrupted your fantastic speech here about Curling Iron Girl. Take it away.
Okay, so continuing off, so it's casual fighting all night. Freaking people shoving each other, about to slap each other. Everything's going wild, and so
sounds like it part 3.
Hey, explain how I chased Jake.
I don't remember.
Okay. So that's how you guys first met. So how far? Well, I don't even know. So tell me what the curling iron incident was, or do you want to wait for that?
Okay, so
Do you want, Tustin, do you want to wait until we get onto that part of the story of your love,
Yes,
of your
let's
ex's
just
life,
wait.
or you want me to ask another question?
Wait. Brock?
It's up to you, Brock Johnson, mister. Because if you can't, I have another question I've been meaning to ask you. If she was a thought, why'd you date her?
I was
well,
about
see,
to
I
say
didn't know.
that.
See, I didn't know that at first.
Huh, so she's a thought in disguise is what we're saying here.
Yes.
She's like
Mr.
undercover.
Brock Johnson.
Yes.
I've been meaning to ask you. What was the friend's name who took her?
Jacob, horny ass Greg.
Okay. So everyone, we're going to have a part 3 on this story with our other person who was involved in this TTT Biddy Boy. This is gonna be part 2.
Biggie Boy wasn't there.
Well, we'll have Biggie Boy be the one who, because I've heard, I guarantee you Biggie Boy's got some stories to tell.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Next time we'll talk about we should start this in series.
We should interviews. Heck yeah, I'm down.
Yes.
Alright, sorry, Brock Johnson, we're talking about
TTV
content.
Biggie Boy about the tent incident.
Okay, so now I must ask you about what is going on, like so before you bring it back into the past, let's talk about the present. Are you dating anyone currently? Or are you talking to Curly Iron Girl currently?
I'm single. I'm actually happy to be single.
That's a lie. No man's ever happy to be single.
That's not a lie. It's not a lie.
Ask Carl Weezer for a fact. He can tell you.
No. Sadly, he's really is happy about it.
All right. Well, then whatever. All right.
He's just he just thinks I'm fucking crazy.
All right, Mr. Brock Johnson. Let's go back in the past now. So, continue with your story, what you were talking about earlier.
Okay, so they're on the phone and shit. So me, May, and Kanky.
Kanky. Oh.
We're all sitting there. We're watching Kanky play freaking Jump Force.
May I ask you who Kanky is?
Greg. You already know. He's in the channel.
Oh, that Kanky. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so all we hear is Jacob when he has Greg screaming. They go on and go. I couldn't watch, so I don't know what all happened. And man, that's where you take it off, because I don't know what happened after that. That's where Curling Iron Girl started, but I don't know what happened in the video.
Wait a minute. What do you mean Curling Iron?
Okay, so what happened was, my buddy Jacob called me over, his brother's sleeping, his 2 brothers are sleeping. It can get called over, so we're like, oh, okay. And we see.
So is his name Kanky, or is that his nickname of the group?
That's his nickname.
Ah.
And that's his Xbox name. Kanky666 if you want to go at him.
Alright, we can't have the FBI telling people. Alright, so you cannot say Curling Iron Girl's real name for legal issues.
Yes.
We must call her Curling Iron Girl. So continue what Curling Iron Girl was born, the idea of it sounds like an off-brand Stan Lee idea.
See, me and Steven did not know what was going on at the time. We see a video.
He's in the channel, he's allowed to say his name. And it's not legal problems.
And so, we did not know at the time what was going on. All we saw was something long and with a handle on it that looked weird. And she was using it as a dildo. Right? And then we get.
I'm just gonna leave this game just so they can just so all attention goes on Humanity.
Yes. And so while we're watching it, we go, "Holy fucking shit! That's a curling iron!" Like, what the fuck am I seeing? Like, dear Lord, help me now.
So you're telling me, Minty, is so Minty, what you're saying is that's the moment you realize God has forsaken you? Like God forsaken all of us, is that moment?
Listen, at the moment, she claims to be a virgin. But that easily 10-inch curling iron says otherwise.
I think 10 foot.
Okay.
It might have been a
So,
foot, not gonna lie.
Mr. Johnson, do you have anything to add on this curling iron story? Because this is unbelievable. This is like Channel 8 News.
A hairbrush girl.
Oh Jesus! Oh, we got two viewers now. Heck yeah, that'd be great.
Wait, what? Who else is viewing? Because I'm viewing.
I don't
Wait,
know.
I gotta view this. Wait, I wanna view this. Where's my phone?
All right, so take it away, Mr. Johnson.
Okay, so you know, my
Oh, hello there, Omen. How are you doing? This is an interview.
Repeat Omen.
What are you talking about? Repeat?
Chat.
Is that how many repeats you How many? Never mind. I'm not gonna be the joke. This is too funny. This is too funny for me to ruin. All right, Mr. Johnson, take it away. Take the mic.
Okay, so I'm just, I'm walking around Walmart. I get a good old video from my good old buddy Flickin' Steven. And what's funny is I look at it, it's a hairbrush going up there.
Wait a minute. Are we talking
Get into
about
more detail.
no, wait, I have a question. Which end of the hairbrush? Is it the handle or the actual hairbrush?
I think.
I mean, I
don't even know.
I know.
Because if
better than anyone.
it's not the handle, there's a problem. Okay, like that. Like there's gonna be blood everywhere. I don't care what you say.
So it was more of almost the whole thing.
Recommended to little kids. Heck yeah, to all of your little Xbox buddies.
Heck yeah, Wicked Talk is a part of the channel. Let's see what I was said.
Delete that comment. We can't have a copper coming after us. All right, so let's just take it away now. So here's will be my question part, because I gotta do this on every segment. We're gonna be doing this series. So you're telling me that Mr. Stevens,
AKA King Kinky.
King Kankian, or Ken Cockety, if you go by my nickname I gave him. So what we're saying here is he sent you because the real question is, how did he get the photo? How did he get this video?
Alright, he got the video, if I'm correct. I think he got the video from either Mint or he got it from Jacob.
Okay, Minty, so here's my question for you. Were you the
charged? Okay,
so you can tell that we have the memer of the group right here. Okay. So Brock, what was your shut up, Minty, no one cares about your love life. We're talking about Brock's past, okay?
Yes, I know.
So, Brock, what was your reaction when you saw this video in the middle of walking through Walmart past old Grandma Claire? Like, she probably had to look twice. Like, what in the world?
I ran to the bathroom and vomited.
Are you sure?
Yes, I ran to the bathroom.
Are you sure you went to the bathroom to vomit?
Yes, I actually did. I went.
Or from what we've heard from, was it Curling Hair Girl that I played with?
Did you go to whack off your chump?
Yes. We've heard two different stories on the side, Mr. Johnson.
No, I went to the bathroom and vomited.
So what was it like after you got that video? Like, what did you text her? What was your private messages, I should say?
I didn't text her. I literally had my buddy Kinkanky send that out to everybody he could.
Mr. Kinkanky. So is he like a local hero? Is what we're saying here?
No, he's a local spread everybody news everywhere.
Ah, he's one of them. Okay.
Yeah, because he took my ex's news. Listen, he stole them off my phone.
Hang on, I gotta use my inhaler real quick.
I'm sending them to everyone.
Is Mr. Johnson an asthmatic? Is that what I'm hearing? You will not survive the gas chambers, my friend.
So
just like Omen. You hear that, Omen?
Now,
get out of here. Gone. Get. I will send Sergi with his gas grenades, and he will gas you.
Fine. Don't listen to X. Don't listen to X, because I will gas him.
You see,
chump.
No. That's not how that's gonna work. We're gonna send Brock to the German sausage. That's how that's gonna work.
You cannot get mad at Omen. He liked.
Already like my dies? What type of lake we talking about here, Roman? I'm a little concerned now.
Okay, so if you want to get more in depth, if you're hooked,
Everyone's heard done this curling iron story.
I share more info than,
all right. So we'll talk about you. So we'll talk about we'll let you take it away in a minute. Whenever, because when we're at 15 minutes now, when it hits 25, that's when I'll let you take away the story, Minty. Okay? Because this whole interview is about Mr. Brock Johnson here. Okay.
Yes.
Oh, by the way, chat, let us know who we should interview next after we do Biggie Boy. Should it be Ken Cockedy on Discord? Should we do that one?
They don't claim me.
So, what's going to be happening is, alright, so Mr. Johnson, is there any other stories that you think our YouTube chat would like to hear? Any other Etzes, any other notable stories from Curling Iron Girl? You there, Mr. Johnson? Are you having an asthma attack?
No, I'm not.
Minty, he needs an ambulance. Minty, he needs an ambulance right now.
So I actually have a story. So I'm over here staying at my buddy's house.
Is it the incident that we've heard so much about, Mr. Johnson?
I don't know. But okay, so
the trailers.
What?
Is this the one in the trailer, or is it Biggie Boy?
No, this is a different. It's Biggie Boy is asleep. Let's just say that.
Oh, it really is a tent incident.
So, wait, what?
Take it away, Mr. Johnson. No, we're not here to interrupt you.
Okay, so I'm just laying in bed, My friend gets a freaking picture sent by the curling iron girl herself.
All right, so I need you. So Minty. Is it possible at the end of this for you to edit in a picture of curling iron girl so the chat can realize who curling iron girl is?
I think that would be against the law.
It's not if we don't say her name.
It's not. It's not.
That's like that's basically like you putting a picture up of Barry. If that was the case, that would be illegal. Alright, well we're trying to work that out. Alright, so Mr. Johnson, sorry to interrupt you again. My bad. Take it away.
And okay, so she starts texting him. Well, she ends up sending a picture, which meant to go to Mr. Buddy Jacobite. And I pass out. Well, I wake up. The exact same picture was sent to my phone.
I'm sending in the link to Curling Iron as we speak.
And I sent it to Steve, so he spread it around.
Shit.
Alright, Minty, it's hit almost.
Alright,
Minty, it's up to you now. You take this away.
Hold on. I'm gonna.
Alright, we're waiting, Mr. Johnson. Oh, I'm just gonna mute myself, that way you don't hear any, audio from me of, like, yelling, and that way, Mr. John, I'll unmute myself to ask my questions. Minty, you're gonna be the main guy, because you're the one who knows most about the story, so you...
Best friend stole your girl.
And I didn't really feel anything, because, I could have seen that coming. He done it multiple times to me, you...
Yes.
So I didn't really feel anything, because, I already knew what was going on.
Questions away, Minty.
Hold on. But then, why were you crying? Why were you crying? Why
that
were
was
you
before...
mad? Why were you upset?
Okay, that was before... Freaking, I got suspicious of the situation.
And why did I have to run and chase him in my underwear? Maybe he thought out of him. Now do you remember?
What gay sins was I just heard?
I don't remember. I see the image in my head.
Now you remember?
I don't remember. But I can see the image in my head. Oh, fuck.
Well, it's not worse, but
Shirky drinks a moldy pop.
Where'd that come
Mr.
from?
Johnson, this is about you. You do not go on our past YouTube videos.
Where'd that come from?
So continue.
You answer the question, Mr. Johnson, and you don't go through any of our old videos till these questions are done. You understand me, Mr. Johnson? We brought you on this channel, Mr. Johnson, to answer these questions.
Turkey just said, what the fuck did I just hear? And why is Brock picturing it?
Alright, Mr. Johnson, because
hey, hold on, Brock. Do you recall the time that Brock was, well, the, blonde-headed boy was, flirting with one of your exes, and her dare was for you to beat the crap out of him, so I run over there and slammed his head into a board.
Yes, I do! Yes, I do!
Alright, Mr. Johnson, I have one question for you. Since you were... yeah, I got you, Shirky, I got you.
Invite him to the party,
What
I
the
can't,
fuck is
he's
the
gonna-
character doing? Is he trying to take a shit?
No, it's an emote. I can do random emotes. I can do this one. I can do this one. I can do this one. I can do this one.
Do you have the twerk emote?
I do. I do.
Do it.
Where are you? Where's that?
Why does he have David Mason? Why does Shirky have David Mason?
So,
Alright, let's get back to the, matter at hand.
Man, look at his character. Okay, let's get back to the interview.
alright, so Mr. Brock Johnson, I have one final question for you. Well, I'm going to ask you anyway, about myself. So, since you're the one who was involved in the tent incident, because you're the main one
Right.
here,
That's not
say.
important. That's not important right now.
how is that not important? How about this? That will be our end of the segment. That will be our end of the interview.
No,
bit.
we
we're
get Biggie Boy
talking-
here.
Yes,
Then you
we're
gotta be in here as
talking
well.
about-
We should do Biggie Boy and then we should do a part 3 of them both. Both explaining the situation. Both
No,
sides.
let's wait till Biggie Boy. Let's wait for Biggie Boy.
Alright,
Maybe
so,
best for Biggie Boy.
Mr. Brock Johnson, do you have any more stories that you wish to share with Stream?
Let me think. Yes, I
Think
do
fast.
have a story. It has nothing to do with killing Iron Girl, but it's a time where,
Does it involve your love life?
no.
Then you could, sadly, it's, not important.
It has
It's not
something to
like
do
you
with
care.
doing it. I remember what it was.
No.
Okay, so,
We'll be
Funny
at the bus
story.
stop.
Alright, Mr. Johnson, let me hit my clipboard here. Before you take down this story, I have one question for you. I've heard from many rumors about you, Mr. Johnson, that you were in a fight and you pulled down your underwear.
yes, I did. 'Cause at the time I didn't
Explain
know
what
how to fight.
happened. Explain what happened. Explain what this whole situation
Alright,
was.
so I had about a whole gang, probably bigger than the fucking Bloods and Crips together, if they were in my town. And so they're all chasing
There's
me,
literally 8 of us.
and so I pulled down my pants and ran off.
We all ran. We all fucking ran.
So wait a minute. Brock, what about the guy who showed D who showed him his D up to the bus?
What?
No, Brock, what about the guy who showed up to the bus high as hell? That's what we gathered.
Oh, you mean the guy that I beat the crap out of and Shirky just moved out of the way? Yeah, this guy with the punch Shirky and Shirky just like stepped aside and he missed.
Was I even here?
Alright, so next
Probably
question.
Not.
Mint, I must ask you a question now.
Yes.
You may take away this interview as you feel. I've asked every question I need. This is your segment now. I've had almost 25 minutes of me questioning. I will question if I see fit. This is up to you now, Mint. This interview is you take control. I will just be making notes in the back of stuff to make fun of Brock with.
What?
You didn't hear that.
So is this interview just me and Brock?
I said you'd take away the interview, Brock. Minty.
So Brock,
Okay.
So, when you found out about the curling iron, were you jealous that she never did anything like that with you?
That's
Honestly,
a good question.
no, because see, I wasn't like Mr. Jacob Horny ass Greg. Now see, there's a point where you gotta realize that me and him are different.
It's easy to do the same
Yeah,
thing for
one
you,
of you have
Gavin,
a
so I would delete that
jumping.
comment.
No, there's a point where one of us don't give a fuck and one of us do.
Hold on, what? Actually, no, that is easy to make jokes about.
Oh, don't worry, Gavin. After we do him, we're gonna be doing Carl Weezer next, so you don't have to worry about that one.
Oh yeah, shut up, Carl Weezer. No one asked for your opinion.
All right, so I forgot your last name. What's your name again? It's Brock Johnson, right?
Yeah.
All right, so Mr. Johnson. So I don't understand why she sent so you were dating at the time this whole curling incident happened, or because why would she send this to a random guy before she sent it to you? Because you were dating. Real question: how old is Curling Iron Girl? Is this? Are we going to be considered a case of pedophilic?
No, I think she's 14. And Brock was 12 at the time.
All right. Gotta. All right. No. Mrs. Herbert.
All right. So, what's going on? Hold on. I will take the lead.
Go ahead, Mindy. I fully trust you.
When she sent the videos, were you or were you not dating her at the time?
No.
Mindy, we'll play this good cop, bad cop. Now my turn. Why were you guys not dating at the time? What happened? What made the breakup? We'll rapid fire him, Mindy.
I lost control. I lost my temper.
So you're a woman abuser is what we're saying here, Mr. Johnson.
No! I'm not Chris Brown, you dickhead.
My turn. Now, are you sure it was because you lost your temper?
Yes, I kind of did.
My turn now, Minty. We'll do this back and forth, so whenever I stop and he starts talking, then you interrupt him, okay, Minty? That's how it's gonna go. What do you mean you lost your temper? What do you mean you lost your... Like, how do you...
I may or may not have fucking screamed as loud as I could at her.
So you mentally abused her is what you're saying here, Mr. Johnson.
No. Are you sure that happened? Or did a friend get in between you?
Well, you did get between me, because I almost may or may not have also lost my temper on Jake.
Oh, no. Did a friend get between you and her?
Well, no fucking dare.
Well, Mr. Johnson, you're not explaining, Mr. Johnson. Mr. Johnson, don't get an attitude here.
Why? Now,
it's crashing on and off. Oof.
Wait, hold on. Did she or did she not rapidly hard flirt?
Yes.
With who did she rapidly hard flirt with, Mr. Johnson?
Yes.
You know what? Since it's lagging on and off, I'll have to end it and we'll have to have Gavin back in here to do it. So we have this part.